Anyways.
Oh my god, it's not recording.
Not recording at all.
No. I'm sorry. Okay.
Hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Read the Room podcast. As always, it's your girl Merv.
Hi everybody, it's Embria. What?
Sorry.
Merv says that I don't sound excited when I say hi.
No, you never sound excited. You always just like, hi.
What you want me to say?
I don't know, just with more oomph to it.
Hi? Like, how do you say hi with oomph?
Because you're always like, hi.
I'm like, hi, I'm so happy to see you again.
Right, so you usually like your low voice, you gotta use your medium voice before you get high.
Anyways, I'm so excited to see you again.
Use your normal voice. Anyways, welcome back to a new episode of Read the Room. If you are new, thank you for joining us and listening to our podcast. If you've always tuned in, thank you for joining us once more.
Thank you, and thank you for following us on social media at Read the Room Pod.
At Read the Room Pod on Instagram and Twitter.
Thanks for emailing us, readtheroompod@gmail.com. That's at nobody because nobody has done it yet. But we're speaking it into existence. We're manifesting.
We know
some emails.
When you guys are ready, we're gonna get those emails going. But
when your life gets going left, don't be like, oh my God, my life. So no, you could have been emailing us.
Right, we could have been
from day one.
You.
But
anyways, what did we talk about last episode? We talked about...
That was a very weird episode. Oh,
yeah, the
existential like questions and stuff.
Existential.
You talking about essential workers.
I'm sorry, I'm an immigrant. I can't say some American words.
It's like eggs. Like scrambled.
Existential.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I don't know if many people have even seen that episode yet because it was a lot going on in the world. We got a whole new president, new vice president. Like, it was a lot going on. So go back and listen to that episode. Listen to it with a friend. Yeah, it was a good one. But today we're gonna be talking about DaniLeigh
and colorism. That's the overarching topic.
Yellow bonus. What do you? Okay.
I'm just glad you got the words right.
I keep on saying it wrong. Okay. For anybody who hasn't been on social media this week or hasn't been in tune with what's going on, DaniLeigh is this girl. She's a singer. I thought that she was...
Quote unquote.
She's an entertainer, performer, influencer, if you don't know. Yeah, that's just what I always, leave it at.
I don't know what she's content creator. Yeah. That's what we're putting her at, because, Lord...
So a piece of content that she created and put out most recently was this video of her singing this song that was an issue for many reasons. So a little bit more background on DaniLeigh. I had Googled her, and supposedly she used to perform with Prince or something.
That's what the streets are saying, but I just recently found out that Prince is biracial and his mother is white. So that explained everything about him having a connection to DaniLeigh.
Okay, but DaniLeigh herself, she looks like she's a light-skinned black woman. But then when you take a deeper look, she was blackfishing low-key this whole time. She's Dominican. And she's not a black white Dominican. Yeah, she's a white Dominican. So she basically been scamming her way into the black community, including having a boyfriend who is black. The baby,
or as she likes to say, chocolate.
She said, "I have a beautiful chocolate man and
melanated friends." So we are no longer black people. We are chocolate and melanated people.
Okay, so while we're getting into it, we should just go to the clip.
Yeah, I'm going to play the clip, which of the song. Or...
Okay, we don't want to hear.
Okay, I'm going to play the song of her quote unquote apologizing after being literally dragged.
Oh, so should we play the song first? Well, okay. The song says "Yellow Bone is what he wants." That's the gist of that is what the song says, and aside from being problematic, the song is just trash. It just is a bad.
It's song. Like if I tried to be a singer, I probably would make a better song than that, and I can't hold a tune to save my life.
Undoubtedly, would make a better song than that. Ooh, she was in the video.
Little bonus? Wait,
It's like
feeling on herself with that Marilyn Monroe wig she had on. Yellow bonus? Wait, once.
yeah, it
She
was.
ain't got shit on her head but fucking Skittles. But you know, I'm going to play her apology.
Yeah, let's play the apology. For anyone who's not watching it on YouTube, she is sitting in a room and she has some box braids and some blonde box braids, as if that's going to make us believe that she is in fact now a black woman making this apology. But listening to the content of it, it's pretty clear. She's not.
And it's good to clear out that she is lighter in this video than she is in the Yellowbone video.
Okay.
Just to get that out there.
Hey guys, it's DaniLeigh, and I just wanted to address what's going on with me right now. I think it's super important because I definitely feel super misunderstood, and you know, my song Yellow Bone is what he want. I think people twisted it into thinking like I'm trying to bash another woman, another skin tone. Like, that was never my intention. I wasn't brought up like that. I never looked at my skin as a privilege. I never looked at me as I'm better than somebody because of my skin tone. Nah, like, I see brown skinned women flaunt their skin all the time in music. Like, why can't I talk about mine? If you look at me, I'm light skinned, I'm the yellow bone. In my opinion, that's just what I am. So it's like, it wasn't something that I looked at so deeply, which I can see why people will take it deeply. So I understand, and I'm sorry that I wasn't sensitive to the topic when I wrote my comment. Like, why are you guys taking it so personal? Because it can be a personal thing to certain people, because colorism is a real thing, so I do get it. But I'm not that. I'm not a colorist. I'm not racist.
She's not that loud.
Man, I have beautiful dark-skinned friends, like, and skin isn't something I even see. Like, it's not something that I look at, like, you know. So yeah, I don't live for the internet. I just, because people don't know me, so that's why I thought it was important to speak on it, because you don't know me, it's like, let me tell you guys what I meant by this. So hopefully you guys can watch this with a open heart, a genuine mind, and just, you know, try to get past it. I'm sorry. Again, if I offended people who are truly offended, I'm sorry. And yeah, I'm gonna just keep grinding, keep doing me, keep posting me, and yeah, I hope everybody has a great Sunday. And yeah, that's all love.
It's a lot. It's a lot to unpack in this video. I'm gonna start with her saying, "If you look at me, my skin's light. I'm yellowbone, in my opinion. That's the problem. Opinions, no, they're not facts. They're just that they're your opinion, but they're not factual. The thing about DaniLeigh is that was a genuine mistake." Is that she is a white girl. She is a white Dominican person.
It's giving Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah, I don't know, like, if people, would she consider herself black at home with her abuela and them?
They would be like, what are you talking about?
Exactly. So I'm like, if you wouldn't consider yourself to be black or whatever
amongst your family,
if your family doesn't know that you're black,
then that perhaps means that you are not black, and that also means that you cannot tag on to these phrases that we've used in the community, which we'll discuss we need to get rid of. But a light-skinned black woman is considered a yellow bone. You're white, so you shouldn't have even been partaking in that kind of
I would have accepted white bone. I would have looked right past it, because that's your tribe. I can't say nothing about that. That's beyond my racial group.
Or she could have represented being Dominican.
Yeah.
Like, why you can't,
What do they call themselves? Is there like a name? What does Boricua mean?
Puerto Rican woman.
Oh, okay. So is there
she
one
could have just
for
said
Dominican?
Dominicana. Yeah, like, oh, I'm a Dominicana. He wants a Dominicana. That's,
we would all probably scroll by because the song would have still been awful.
It would have still been trash.
But we would have left you alone.
And that's specific. If you talk about like Dominicana, that's what he wanted. Then Puerto Ricans have been like, what about Puerto Ricans? And Mexicans like, what about? And then, like, that's very specific.
Right. And it's very true to you, because you are indeed.
To exactly
you
what
are indeed
you are.
Factually a Dominican woman. But you are not a yellow bone, because a yellow bone refers to a light-skinned black woman. A black woman, you are not.
Yes.
It's very simple concept, but I just don't know why it's lost on people. Like, DaniLeigh, and others. And even at the end, she's like, I'm sorry if I offended. So there's no need for this apology because you don't see that you're wrong. If I offended to those I may have offended, you don't even know who you were talking to.
She was like, because there's some people who might have been really offended, and to you, I'm sorry that I offended you. It's impossible. Like, her very apology canceled itself out.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'm sorry to y'all, but I don't even see color. Did you hear her say that? She was like, skin is just something I don't even see. But then she says, but my man's is chocolate.
And my dark-skinned friends. So, like,
so do you see
how did you know that? Everybody who says, I don't see color always has 20/20 vision. So I don't see how you can miss the very first thing you see about somebody is whether or not they are whatever color they are.
That's just factually. Honestly, I was going to say, like, unless you're colorblind, if you're colorblind, you can still
say that.
see
Let us get you some glasses. Let's crowdfund. Let's do that. If this is the song that was going to get you them glasses, you should have told us that. Yeah, saying that you're colorblind almost always means that you're a racist, in my opinion.
Undoubtedly.
Because you're canceling out a whole group of people.
And you know what? Being like, for me, being a black woman is so pivotal as far as like who I am as a person. It's like most of, if not all of it. I think I'm like, characteristics as well, but like my entire being is that of a black woman. So if you're like,
right,
I don't even see color. Okay, then you don't see me.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes me who I am. So like, how are you with a black man talking about I don't see color? He has children too. If I'm his BM, I'm somewhere like, this girl brain is fried. I don't want her around my kids because she's lost.
Yeah.
That's another thing that we should talk about though, like dating outside of your race. And of course, like in the context of he's a black man. Did you know that she thought like that?
Yeah, he commented 3 yellow circles underneath her post with the song. So he knows exactly what but the baby is not a smart person. He's not intelligent.
But I'm just saying that like men like that will put a woman who is not a black woman up on this pedestal.
On the pedestal.
Like you are it. Like you are the very thing that I want, and let her disrespect our community.
Yeah.
And our women. And they're like, yep. Yellow bone is exactly what I want. She's white, first of all.
Right.
The mother of your children
is a dark-skinned black woman.
Second of all,
your daughter
is a dark-skinned black woman. So what message are you giving out? Like
it'll really be the blind leading the blind. I think that's why they meshed so well. If you're always living in a state of eternal bliss, what could go wrong? You don't need to be a critical thinker.
Yeah.
If you're living with someone who believes in exactly the same bullshit you believe in.
Yeah.
I see why they're attracted to each other. Because the men like the baby are the type of dudes that be gassing up women like DaniLeigh.
Yeah.
They are the ones that are always gassing them up. Even I saw this video of remember Bad Baby?
Mm-hmm.
The little white girl?
And she was in the car.
Yup. And she was saying like, why would I want to be black? She always saying that. But I can appreciate her honesty. That she knows she's white.
She knows she's white, but did you see the dude in the car saying,
yeah,
you black? No, you black.
She's
and she's like, no, I'm white. She getting gassed. She like, oh my God, he think I'm black.
And he's like, no, you black. A whole black man.
Talking about you were invited to the cookout neck. Like, why do y'all
I don't
do
get
that?
This is why I think, honestly, to be very frank, I don't think black people as a whole are going to ever move forward is because we're not on the same page. How can we progress when there's people holding us back on very simple matters such as that little white girl is not black? Why would you sit there as big and grown as you? First of all, why are you around this little girl anyway? She's like 17 years old. But you know what? That's none of my motherfucking business. But why would you sit up here and tell her, yeah, you black, after she's sitting there saying, why would I want to be black? In a derogatory manner. She's saying, why would she want to be like someone like you? But you, goofy ass nigga.
She's just trying to and this is, what's her name again?
Bad Behavior. It's spelled BHABI.
Why did you just say it like that?
That's how she spell it. With the H, BH.
Good night, okay? what's her name? Danielle what?
Danielle, someone to be. I don't know.
I don't remember either. And she came up because she was on Maury or something, right?
No, Dr. Phil acting the fucking fool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's okay. For anybody who isn't familiar with her, she's this little white girl who acts she acts like a caricature of like a black woman, like trying to do, what society says like angry black or like, assertive black woman is. She acts like that. So for her to be like, why would I want to be a black woman? That's just her trying to be defensive.
Yeah.
But it's like every single thing about your personality and the person that you have tried to turn yourself into screams black culture, black women,
or what
I want
you interpret it to
what
be.
Yeah.
It's usually derogatory.
Yeah,
honestly, because
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know why or where it came from.
That's some white people shit. Talking back to your parents on that, like that on that. That's some white people shit.
Cause we could never.
Only thing close to black culture she got is that she uses like the cultural slang and things like that. Yeah. Outside of that girl,
the disrespect.
But you know what? The black community in the music industry took her in with open arms, and that's why she is where she's at.
But you know what? I think that I think we've discussed this before, like black people as a culture, we are so welcoming and we're so inviting, especially to people who are not of our, they don't come from where we come from, because it's like, oh my God, you're interested in us? Like, you could be over there enjoying your white privilege.
Yeah. But
instead, you would rather be here. So I think that that's why our community is, like, so open arms for, like, look at Justin Timberlake, Justin Bieber. They make a R&B song, and it's, oh, my God, Meanwhile, all these talented black people who it's like, I mean, it's okay.
Right. I'm gonna be honest, Justin Bieber's Journals was pretty good.
He has some
very good song right there.
He has some hits.
He does.
But the reason that he is up here and we have even heard those hits is because of this pedestal that he's been put on.
And honestly, Usher did find and discover him, so it's kind of like
he kind of got a
cosign.
Yeah,
from a prominent black entertainer.
Undoubtedly. And then like Justin Timberlake had Timbaland. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, somebody was like, hey, white boy,
right,
come over here and we gonna make it do what it do. Look at J-Lo.
Oh, Lord.
Diddy was like, you cannot sing, you can dance. Okay, hey, black ladies, could y'all come and sing into the mic, and we're gonna say it's her though, and we're gonna sell all these records. And everyone was like, yes, like
let's do it. No one saw no wrong in it.
It just is like.
But then Fat Joe also be saying nigga, and he's a white. What is he, Puerto Rican?
Yeah,
he's a white Puerto Rican.
I mean, look at DJ Khaled.
He is Middle Eastern.
Yeah, so it's like,
he's not even black. None of them are black, but they be, and we're this and we're that.
So
it's so sick.
We have to be a little less inviting.
Yeah, as a gatekeep.
A little bit.
But the gatekeepers are so lost.
But that's okay.
When you think about it, they're all so lost.
Think about the people who like are, leading the culture or guiding the culture. Like, these are just individuals with flawed thinking like any other person. So they're trying to get up here. And unfortunately, a lot of times you think about what do some black people define as success?
Right.
And it's not their proximity to their original blackness and where they come from. It's their distance from it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I started here and now I'm hanging with the white people and I'm on a boat. Yeah. And I'm, so they're trying to distance themselves from that. And then they're the ones who are leading the culture. It's like, I didn't want to follow you.
Yeah. I think they can't unbiasedly lead the culture because they're in it for the profits always.
Yeah, because they're trying to gain off of Diddy again. We know he's just trying to make money and hits and stuff, and and it worked out. But like,
we're gonna have to have a conversation about Diddy one day, because him and himself, that's a whole like a cautionary tale of like all skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Yeah. Does he? I don't know if he does anything philanthropic. All I know is that he cheated some people out of their record deals.
Everybody that's been under Diddy saw nothing.
They just like,
they saw maybe 3 to 5 years of success with $0. That Bad Boy. Who was that? Almost got signed to Bad Boy. It was Ashanti.
And
look at her.
She was like,
she had some praying grandmothers, because she would not been Ashanti.
Murder Inc.
was the way for her to go.
Yeah, who they went down, but still, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, the gatekeepers are ultimately lost, so it's hard to kind of like even think about like what can even be done. Because a lot of the time you just idolize the people that are at the top, and they're usually at the top because they have money. It's not really like anything they really for real do. It's just because they have money at the end of the day.
Yeah. Who was that? Someone was saying, I don't remember. I want to say, no, it wasn't Malcolm X, but it might have been like, it was some prominent black figure. And he was being interviewed, and he was saying like, with white people, their athletes and their entertainers are not their spokespeople for every single genre of thing. Like, white people, they have their singers and they have their athletes, and then they have their whoever their like political people would be, or like
what you mean? They all been white. Oh,
I'm talking about like making positive change.
Yeah,
maybe there's
presidents are war criminals.
So, yeah, but you understand the gist of it. They have different categories of things. Only in the black community do they say, okay, you're a singer. Now you are also a civil rights leader. Now you also are going to be on the thing talking about some stuff that you have no idea about.
Oh my gosh, yes. And this is what drives me crazy every campaign season, which would be like 2 years long. It's like you have freaking 2 Chainz, you have even my favorite girl Beyonce, you got all the actresses, but no one's paying attention to the people who are doing like local work, the groundwork. Even with the whole Stacey Abrams thing, yeah, she definitely pushed people over, but it's been people in Georgia that's been doing that work. Yeah. And and her extra push kind of helped everybody get here. But it's like, it's so many people beyond the entertainers in this. Who was that Dave Chappelle who was like, remember he had that skit about Ja Rule?
What was he saying?
Well, he was basically saying that like whoever says like when something's happening, like, what does Ja Rule think about this? That's what we need to be about. All of them. It's just like we need to pay attention to the people who are on the ground. The people that live in the communities are affected. The people that are coming out during campaign season, they're gonna go back to their mansions and get their tax cuts. They're probably most likely Republicans. Who knows?
But that just goes to show how they view the black vote. Yeah, it's like, okay, if I could just get Lil Wayne on my side, then they whole community gonna rock with me.
Who the heck is thinking next president? We gotta call Lil Wayne. What? Why? Why is that a thing?
But they turn it into just a popularity contest.
I think it's insulting to the black community. It's like you think we're stupid.
The more I'm thinking about it right now, like that is so insulting. They think that just minimize our opinion to what our favorite rapper, actress, or singer thinks. It's like, okay, now I got the black vote. Now let me go and actually campaign in the white communities and convince them why I'm worthy. No, with the black community, they're like, let me just get a Breakfast Club interview and then I got the vote.
This actually reminds me, this whole conversation reminds me of back last summer.
Oh, the girls are out.
Girl. When we were talking about just like the black diaspora period, and we were talking about how complexion is like a big thing, especially when people like will do like a roundabout way of saying that they're dark skinned by saying they're like macchiato, mocha, or something like that before being called dark skinned. Yeah. And recently on Twitter, there was this girl, very pretty girl. She had just taken some pictures and posted it, and that was it. And then someone was like commented, dark skins be winning, or dark skins are winning right now. And then she like went outside, like no makeup, and took a picture of herself like, I'm not dark skin, I'm brown skin type thing. I'm like, whole time she's my complexion and I consider myself to be dark skin. And it's just like, and she was like sitting up there like going back and forth with people
about
like
her classification of her skin.
Yeah, but she was a darker skinned woman. Like she's definitely darker than you. You know what I'm saying?
But that's okay. But that just goes to show the whole like complexion thing is so subjective and so unnecessary. Yeah. Like we talked about it in that episode last summer. Jesus. Right. It's like, why do we use those classifications? Like, what exactly is it that you're trying to get across? Like, it's 2021. Like, I still hear, you know how people be like, oh, like, you have a bunch of, like, unread messages or something like, oh, you light skin. Like, trying to say, like, oh, you are so highly sought after because, like, it's 2021. Like, can we just stop? Like, pretty is pretty. Not pretty is not pretty. Like, let's not, oh, if you're this, then you got, like, just stop. And I want people to stop doing it to kids too.
Oh my God, yes.
Like, ooh, my nephew is like a bright skinned little boy.
Yeah.
I don't want people to be like, ooh, like you light skinned, like you gonna be, you know, like I don't like that. Like why are we teaching kids to classify? Just stop. Like,
yeah, and it's even just like the classifications also, like they're dangerous in and of itself, because people who are more on the lighter side of things, they are seen more as desirable, wanted, you know, uplifted, and that whereas opposed to people who are dark skinned, it's just kind of like pretty much anything derogatory that can be connected to them, they are. And even if you have like one light skinned little girl and one dark skinned little girl, who do you think is going to get treated worse? It's always going to be the dark skinned little girl for whatever reason. It's like the violence is always directed that way more so than the other way. So by you always like reinforcing or like mentioning like light skin, dark skin, that type of thing,
it's like teaching kids to associate like their skin with a certain level of, you know, like, I'm light skinned, so I'm better. Like I'm dark skinned, so people not gonna like me, or like
even how they're should be treated. Period. A lot of people use like a sliding scale based on your skin color, so they know how to treat you, and that's so fucked up to me.
It's absolutely terrible. And you talk about like, okay, the dark skinned little girl, or like the deeper brown skin, you know, like why do we even the deeper brown skinned girl gets violence toward her, like people talk to her terrible, but then like who's gonna get the lead in the school play, and who's gonna be the teacher's
damsel in distress,
like
who's gonna be the ugly stepsister,
it's
stuff
always
like that.
Always that. Like, and look at all of our TV shows, like look at what they the Proud Family, like Penny is the main character, and then Dejanay, they're like, oh, look at her,
ghetto,
she like ghetto,
stomach out, hair all, you know, whatever.
It's always that.
So violent. So,
Martin, Pam, and Jean, like,
oh my God,
always.
And how he was always calling her like some form of a man or something like that. It's just, the biggest proponent of this is like Rick Ross. He does this a lot. Ashton Martin music. That video in the beginning when they're little kids and he's sitting on that car and he has a dark skinned little girl on this side and a light skinned little girl on this side. And the dark-skinned little girl's line was like, he was basically saying, one day I'm going to get that car. And then the dark-skinned little girl's like, no, you're not going to get that car. And then the light-skinned little girl comes in like, don't worry, Ricky, you're going to get that car.
You can do whatever you want.
So when, you know, like they metaphorically grow up in the video and they're all surrounded by just like lighter-skinned women. What does that say? Yeah. Especially someone that is dark-skinned himself, Rick Ross. I'm pretty sure he has dark-skinned children. So it's like, what are you conveying to the children in your life by even presenting it in that way? Because it's rarely the other way.
Yeah,
we're always like the, you know, bitter, talking down on a man, and here comes the light-skinned woman that's going to save you and affirm you and uplift you. That's always been the narrative.
Yeah. Oh my God. I wrote a paper. Of course, I wrote several papers in law school about. I talk about blackness, but when you take a deeper lens into blackness, it's always that. Like I looked at in the paper, discipline in school and how black girls get disciplined so much worse compared to other races. Now, say we're just looking at the black girls. If we had to do a scale of what they look like, it would be this very thing. So it's just like...
Right. And even knowing the history, the violence, and even like how light-skinned people came to be for the most part, we still, for some reason, cannot let this... It's literally tearing the black community.
But it's... Whoever... I think that they said that the Willie Lynch letter was, like, fake or made up. But, like...
Whoever wrote it, baby.
In theory, though. Like,
he ain't never lied. Right. Whoever the hell Willie Lynch is, he ain't never lied.
Snapped low-key, because it is.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Because it's so many bigger problems. But you worry about whether somebody light skin or dark skin. We can't change. I mean, you can, but it's like dangerous to do that. But like,
what we need to start doing is just be proud of being black. I just seen a video of somebody telling Nicki Minaj, like, what you mix with? Like, ooh, you so what you mix with? And she was like, I just wish more people, like, I don't like when people say that. I wish more people would just be proud of being black. And that resonated because, you know, growing up, everybody loved to be asked, like, oh, what you mix with? Like, oh, like, I might be some Dominican. Like, yeah, you know. But then as I got older, it's like, that is not a compliment at all. You're trying to say, like, oh, I think you're pretty, and black women aren't usually pretty.
Right.
So what is that thing that adds to you?
An outlier.
That's not. Yeah, it's like, stop doing that. So people need to just be more proud of being black.
Yeah.
Stop talking about complexion because it's pointless. Like, what exactly is the purpose? Like, what is it? When people are like, oh, unless you're trying to, identify somebody. But you could easily be like the girl with the big lips who had the brown shirt on.
The curly hair, the girl with the red nail polish. It's so many ways you can describe people, but we are just so stuck on this light skin, dark skin. And you know what this also reminds me of is biracial children who look just like their dark skinned mothers, but their dark skinned mothers are not considered pretty as opposed, compared to them.
Oh my goodness!
Shahidi,
I was just gonna mention her.
She has her mom's
exact same face.
She just has her dad's complexion.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Like,
and even then, she's a little bit darker.
Yeah, same face.
Even the girl from Little Fires Everywhere. Did you watch that? Kerry Washington's daughter. Her and her mom look exactly the same, but her mom's dark skinned.
Okay.
And she's lighter skinned. So if you put those two,
then it's like,
who do you think they're gonna say is
prettier? Yeah, even if you have
the same exact.
face.
So we know that it's just like the lighter skin. It's not the pretty versus ugly thing. It's just the light skin.
Yeah.
And we just need to release ours. You know what? This actually just brought up a very much more recent point. Anderson .Paak.
What in that song?
We got to read it.
Oh boy.
Because it was kind of nasty. Not nasty, like freaky. Okay, so the song is called Price Tags.
That's on Jasmine Sullivan's new album.
On Hotels. Go listen to it, streaming, all that. Here we go.
So these are lyrics from
Anderson .Paak. And Anderson .Paak is very, very light skinned.
Is he mixed?
I don't know what he is. Maybe he is. Isn't he some type of Asian and black?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. Let me not put. Don't listen to me, y'all. But it says, so I did it, but that baby came out black as Samuel in Pulp Fiction. I'm light skinned and whoa, my granddaddy Indian. You fucking with my lineage and dividends. Peace and light. I wish you all the love. Please get out of my house. I'll call the cops. I think have spent my final buck. I think I'm out to lunch.
He's saying that he was with a girl and she had a kid with him and the baby was dark skinned and he way too light for the baby to ever be his.
Right. No, he's just saying like you're fucking up our, family by having this dark skinned baby. Get the fuck out before I call the cops. That's literally what he said. I don't know how this verse got past everyone. I'm
trying to make sense of it. Like, oh, maybe he's saying she cheated, but he just is saying like you messing up my good light jeans.
That's basically what he's saying. That
just goes to show nobody don't be listening to him. They're like, okay, just slap his verse on there. Like,
I'm just like, wait a minute, huh? And even the I'll call the cops part. We already know how cops are with black people, let alone darker skinned black folks. So you got Anderson .Paak as
talking about I'm called the popo on you. Anderson.
Because you gave me a dark skinned quarter racial kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be shit like that. Like, why the fuck did we need that in the song?
Yeah, that was unnecessary. Anderson. You know what? Yeah, nobody didn't listen to that. They just said, okay, but just stuff like that. If we go and listen to many songs,
girl, don't listen to no Lil Wayne song. Honey.
It's a lot of.
Don't listen to Lil Wayne.
It's a lot of problematic.
So many problematic. Again, Rick Ross on that damn TV show. It was actually Rick Ross, The Dream, and somebody else.
Oh yeah, okay. It was the two girls singing.
Yeah, it was a singing competition. I forgot the name of it, but you have like people that are deep in the industry, like The Dream. He's great at what he does.
Yeah.
And Rick Ross, he's a pretty good rapper. And you have two girls. I remember one of the girls, light skinned girl. Her name is, I think, it's Brittany Sky. I only know that because she was on Growing Up Hip Hop. And she's like breast out, body con, tight clothes, shows off her butt. And she sings.
And it's not giving.
Not a single.
Oh, I remember this.
No.
It was like, okay.
It was not.
Yeah.
And then you have this dark-skinned girl, very modestly dressed, blowing.
She looked like just a sweetheart, talented.
Blowing.
Yeah.
and then they get to pick who like the winner of the round was. And all the guys, mind you, the fucking Dream, he worked with Beyonce.
Yeah.
The fucking Dream, you know, gonna choose the Britney Scott girl.
And they were like, they said to the other girl, like, this wasn't a good song for your voice.
Mind you, she was blowing y'all.
Right, and she had a voice, like, to even.
She's a singer. Britney Sky doesn't have anything. I hope I'm saying the right name. I'm saying Britney Sky, like that's the girl, the light skinned girl, like that. She didn't have talent.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like that should just like be a shot to someone's credibility. Because how can you fucking sit there and say that she's sung better than a girl that can actually sing?
It didn't even look to me like in the video. Rick Ross was like, that was not good. And then the Dream was like, I agree. It seemed like he was doing like a yes man thing. Like if you look at, I'm saying he's wrong.
Yeah.
But like Rick Ross was leading the charge on that was not. She sounded so much better. Like, what are you even saying? But
it all comes down to light skin versus dark skin. So the conversation can just go so many ways, and it's just like it's at the end of the day, it's just dangerous. Period.
Yeah, and it's pointless.
Yeah, and back to DaniLeigh talking about some I don't see privilege. Girl, you're white.
Let's
start there.
She literally, you just put out this trash song, and you're talking about you don't see the privilege in your skin. Like, you're in this music industry that fetishizes people just like you. You have a dude who's fetishizing people just like you. And you're talking about, I mean, I don't see any privilege from my skin. It's right there. The song that you made was trash, and you still have this big old platform. Right. There's your privilege right there.
And you have the privilege to be a white person to cosplay as being biracial or being some sort of
it's
black.
Halloween every day.
That's a fucking privilege right there.
Yeah.
People like us, we can't be
turn it off.
I can't be like, you know what, today I want to be half Latina. I can't do that. Even though people like me are, you know, Afro Latina.
Because that's another thing.
But they be hiding them in the slums. That's where they put them.
I touched down in Cuba. I said, oh my God, mi gente. Like, I didn't know that it was, they go tuck them under. Like, okay, we're going to act like this didn't happen. It's so many, black people all over of different shades. But DaniLeigh, you're not one of them. And it's that simple.
And it's crazy because, like, people like DaniLeigh are pushed to the front as, like, when you think of, like, the Dominican, Puerto Rico, you know, all those places, you think of just, like, lighter skin people.
But,
because that's what they show.
But then you go there and it is not...
you go past the city limits a little bit, you got all these motherfucking black people, you know?
Yeah. Because, but people don't be informed about, like, history. Slaves... were brought to the United States, but they were brought in equal number to the Caribbean and to Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and things like that. Yeah, like America, we're all over, but they just show a certain thing. But you think about like America. Fortunately, like we have people like Beyonce and like like we have famous black people that they know of. But if they could be that talented, they would swipe us to the. They would keep doing how they were doing back in like the 50s and 60s, taking
their way.
We would have just stayed. You know, they'll just go to.
We'd have been them underground clubs. And that would have been it for us.
They went to the black club. They said, "Okay, what'd you say again?"
Right.
And then flipped it and made it
very like whitewashed.
Doo-wop at the beach. Yeah, that's why like Ray Charles didn't rock with Elvis. He was like. He stole everything that black people did, and then they worship him. So if they had the, range for it, there would be no us in the media. People wouldn't even know black people was in the United States. But
so that's the conversation for today. It's just, I hope, I know y'all not, but like, I hope y'all get something out of this. Like, I really do hope this discussion stops. This is every freaking week. Light skin this, preference that. Like, we not tired. Y'all not hungry.
That preference thing really gets me. No, I just really like people who are not my own complexion. What are you saying?
Oh my God. Especially like people who are dark skin.
They're always but that's that hate. That's internalized hate. Like the world and society and whoever you're around, and you have convinced yourself to not like you, and then you're gonna project it onto other people, and that's trash. one last thing I need to address. So they went on the Breakfast Club.
Who?
The Breakfast Club people. They went on air.
Yeah.
And I think I only watched a little clip of this. But the question that Charlamagne posed, and Charlamagne is always playing devil's advocate, but I think that
he's the devil.
He does what he does well, because that's his role, is to make people upset and get posted. And
I got a comment about him too.
And we're talking about him right now, so he is working. The question was like, okay, DaniLeigh made this song, Yellow Bone is what he won. Like, what's the difference between Brown Skin Girl? Like, Brown Skin Girl is bigging up like darker skinned women, so like, why can't DaniLeigh do it? And I didn't watch the full clip, but allegedly Angela Yee was on there like not having an answer. Like, oh, I mean, like, maybe that is...
Okay, I'm not surprised. That girl's not smart either. Nobody on the Breakfast Club is smart. First of all, I don't take anything Charlamagne says, especially about skin color, because Charlamagne used to be darker skin too. He be bleaching his skin, so I'm not going to listen to nobody that bleach their skin. You don't love yourself. So you're not even to participate in this conversation, because you do not love yourself to go to the point of bleaching yourself. I get like the... everything, like the pressure surrounded about, darker skin people, but you're not finna sit up here and act like there's nothing wrong with DaniLeigh talking about yellow bone when you used to be a dark skinned girl and you are now yellow bone. Like, for real, I'm not finna listen to that. Angela Yee has no backbone, and DJ Envy needs to stop cheating on his wife. Like, all three of them can go.
Yeah.
I'm tired of it. The conversation is so tired.
That's another thing, like, in the similar vein of putting these celebrities or whatever on this pedestal to be smart at things, the Breakfast Club, like, y'all are supposed to be up there talking about the quality of music. It's like a music show. And now it's like, okay, so tell me about race relations in the black community. Angela's like, I mean, I don't care. I'm just here getting paid. Envy's there sitting inside with his coat on. It's just like...
I could open up each one of their brains and play Mancala with their fucking brains. There ain't shit up there but fucking rocks. But you know what I'm saying? They're not critical thinkers. They can't have these conversations.
But that, and then so many people get in their car in New York, okay? And they're driving to work and they turn on the Breakfast Club. But people don't have like critical thinking skills for themselves. And sometimes we, and I know for sure me, get labeled like, oh, you just can't agree with anything. Like, oh, why do you have to disagree with everything? Because people be wrong, or I just don't agree with their opinion to the extent that they're giving it. But a lot of people just take what they're saying and accept it. So perhaps start challenging things that
dumb. They're all dumb. I'm sorry. I don't take any of them seriously. Yeah. What they do is not journalism. It's just straight up sensationalism. That's what they play on. They're not anything.
I think that Charlamagne is actually smart. I think that it's trash the way that he goes about it, but it's like anything. It's like the person who made the Shade Room. That's trash. But how she's a marketing guru. Like, if you look at how big the Shade Room is right now. Wendy Williams, like, that's trash.
That's gossip. It's all trash.
Gossip. Like, yeah, but they figured out the formula and they maximized on it.
Yeah, they can be smart and being, that, whatever. But I still don't think Charlamagne is smart. Ever since he asked Logic who raped his sister, I feel like that's where he kind of lost me. I was like, okay, you're not finna. I don't care. He's not smart to me.
Okay, I don't think that Charlamagne is book smart. I think that he just got good at what he got good at, which is,
and I can agree with you on that,
people off.
He is really good at that.
Yeah,
because he pisses me off every time I see him.
Yeah. Okay,
but guys, and gals and ladies, that is the conversation for today on colorism.
Talk. It's about to be Black History Month, okay? Go talk to somebody about this. Like, why? You know what? Kyle had went and tweeted about this when we made the first episode, and she was like, I thought about that deeply. Like, why do we use these classifications for complexion? Start thinking about that. Why do you do that? Are you one of those people who brings it up all the time? Right. Why are you doing that? And stop.
That's pretty much it, because like I keep saying, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
As we've seen time and time again, it's very dangerous. We can see from white people, they ain't like black folks because they're black.
Yeah.
And we, not on the same level, but like regurgitating the same shit.
It's just a different level of that very same thing.
Exactly.
So, cut the
shit.
Cut it out. You can't be not black talking about yellow bone. But if you are black, still stop talking about yellow bone because it's pointless. And I think that's our episode.
And DaniLeigh's song is fucking horrible.
Trash.
Yeah.
Yellow bonus.
And the baby is stupid. Okay, I'm done. Seriously, I gotta stop bashing people on here. I probably won't, but
this is a sweet tea.
It is a sweet tea. So but I'll be making points though. Okay, anyways, thank you guys so much thank you guys, days and dadies, for joining us today. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. If you have any input, questions, want to get some advice, to reach us via our email at readtheroompod@gmail.com. Socials, Read the Room Pod, Twitter and Instagram. And then you can just find us on Facebook at Read the Room Podcast.
And tell a friend to follow us because we have a follower goal.
Yeah, we want to reach by the end of the year. And
I'm going to tell you, but phone a friend.
Yeah. And if you enjoy our content, please feel free to rate us or give us a 5-star on our programming or leave a comment so we know that you guys enjoy our content and to keep putting it out.
Whatever you do, just don't tag us on LinkedIn because this is our second live.
Girl, I work at a 99.9%
like we don't know
white
you.
company. Do not tag me on LinkedIn. Okay. Everything else is cool.
Thanks. We love
y'all. Thank you. See y'all next time.
Bye.
Yellow bonus, what do you want? What do you want? Yellow bonus, what do you want? What do you want? Para Miguel se lo van. Para Miguel what I want. Bello, yellow, what do you want? What do you want? Yellow bonus, what do you want? What do you want? Para Miguel se lo van. Para Miguel what I